carp are almost like addicted to maggots, because once they're on them, they'll just keep coming back, and they'll root around under stones, they'll turn them over, they'll look for them. They're always looking for them because they're not full up, but they want to eat them because they enjoy eating them, and I'm assuming it must taste nice to a carp. Where's a massive bunch of maggots, when they're all competing, they're all trying to get those maggots one by one. Like if there's 4 40s like next to each other, all trying to pick up 1 maggot each and sort of fighting their way through them, when they see that massive ball of maggots, they're going to take that straight away. It was absolutely freezing last night. I think it dropped down to -2. It was a bit of a hard frost this morning, but this one certainly couldn't resist the maggots, and I think if I wasn't using them, I definitely wouldn't have caught it. So I've had a double take. I've got one in the net, and I'm playing one now. And it looks quite big, and so does the one in the net. This one, oh, 2 big commons. I was not expecting that right at the death. During the winter, there is a fine line between sort of failure and success. If you're lazy with your angling through the winter, then you'll just struggle a lot more. Like if you stay active with it, and you keep coming down and checking and seeing where they are and working out when they're active and keeping an eye on the weather, you can pretty much, when you know a lake, you can almost predict carp after a while, I find. The more you're there, the more you're going to learn about them. You'll be able to find, you can always tell when a southerly comes in. Normally, yeah, they're going to follow it, but sometimes in the winter, it doesn't make a lot of difference really, and they will end up on the back of it, or they can end up anywhere. And you'll learn from like sunny days that they might not be up the shallow end, they might still hold in the middle, when all your sort of stereotypical signs that you would normally guess and go with, if you're there and you stay active and you can find them, you learn a lot more about them. And sort of leading on from that, with the baiting approach as well, I think just fishing small, just start small. You don't need to go straight in and fill it in. I mean, if they're really active, it still doesn't mean they're going to eat loads. I know like loads of people sort of carry on from the autumn of filling it in with boilies and do it all through the winter. But I sort of like to fine it down a little bit. When they start slowing up, you can notice them slowing up. They stop showing as much, you can't really find them. And you're only catching 1 at a time rather than sometimes you're catching like 4 in a night during the autumn. So sort of toning your baiting down and changing it, which is sort of like the maggots thing that we'll get onto. Something like, I think the maggots just draw them in a little bit. They just move around and they look, something to pull them down. Something that's moving, I think they just like that. It's a lot more attractive than fishing over a massive bed of boilies. I think where their immune system's slowing down, they're slowing down, they don't really want to stop, and I don't think it interests them as much. They've eaten it all year and I think they've had enough of it by then. 28-12. Well, here we go. This is proof in the pudding that the maggots can be devastating throughout the winter. It was absolutely freezing last night. I think it dropped down to -2. It was a bit of a hard frost this morning, but this one certainly couldn't resist the maggots, and I think if I wasn't using them, I definitely wouldn't have caught it. So hopefully we've got a little bit more time, and we might have another one today, but it's a bit bright and I don't think they're going to be down having a munch. So I think this might be the end, but what a lovely way to finish off a little winter overnighter. Spin it around and show you the other side. There we go, 28 pound, a lovely grey common carp. You've got to get out there and give maggots a go.